Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's another great day to discuss other people's excellence. I am the unforgettable one himself, Mr. Brett Carroll, and I'm a guy who likes BSing at work. I'm back, feeling better. Um, had another busy week, another busy weekend. So unfortunately, this didn't go up on Monday, but I'm recording this on Monday. I'll have it for you by Tuesday. 4.5, you already know what's gonna happen. We got our cheat sheet. We're gonna go back and redo some of these, and then we're going to make some trades. So I had the three pass rushers going first, 1, 2, 3. I had Ahmad Gardner going to the Jets. Here I'm gonna trade now. I know a lot of Giants fans want to trade down. Now they want to trade down from 7, but realistically, I think you have a better chance of getting a trade down at 5. So here we go. So I got the Seahawks trading with the Giants. So they're swapping ones. Let's see. Let's scroll down a little bit. All right, so they got to give up a 2, probably a 3. There you go. Just to sweeten the deal, let's give them a 3 next round, just to make sure they accept it. Boom. Perfect. Let's get it. I'm gonna have them trade down for Kyle Hamilton. Last time I had them trade down with the Panthers for Malik Willis. This time I'm gonna have them trade down for Kyle Hamilton, just cause. Panthers still get Evan Neal. Kim goes to New York. Garrett Wilson still goes to Atlanta. And here, because Kyle Hamilton's gone, I'm gonna have the Giants take Jermaine Johnson. So if you're the Giants, you're killing it right now, right? You still got an offensive tackle, you still got edge rush, and now you have 2 second-round picks, 2 third-round picks to play with in day 2 of the draft, right? Now here's the deal. Jermaine Johnson was where I had the Jets going. I'm going to have him take Charles Cross, and before Jets fans get all crazy and get all pissed off about it, I still think you have to do something with the offensive line. I still think that's something they're going to be looking to do, making sure that offensive line is the best it could possibly be for Zach Wilson. That's important. And so, you took Sauce at 4 because he was the best player available. Charles Cross is probably the best player available right now. You could go Drake London, but I had him do that last time. Let's just take Charles Cross and see what happens. Drake London's going to go to Washington. Derek Stingley is going to go to Minnesota. I think with that 4-3, he's not going to drop that far. I think I had Andrew Booth going to Houston, and I had Trevor Penning going to Baltimore. Devin Lloyd, I believe, was the first pick. And for the Saints, I had Bernard Ryman. There we go. Boom. Get you an offensive tackle. All right, Jordan Davis to Los Angeles. And then who's next? Chris Olave. And Treylon Burks. Boom. Okay. Steelers. Malik Willis is here. I went on a whole rant last time about why I just can't do it, right? I just cannot do it. As you see, I'm repping my Pittsburgh Pirates instead of my Steelers hoodie, just in honor of baseball being back. But obviously, as Steelers fans, we know tragedy happened over the weekend. We lost the life of Dwayne Haskins, who was only 24 years old, New Jersey native, a guy that was an important part of this team. This team was hoping that at the very least he would beat out Mason Rudolph for the backup spot, right? There was a chance that he could beat out Mr. Trubisky for the starter. Remember, both he and Mr. Trubisky are former first-round picks, so the potential and the talent is there. Nobody questioned Dwayne Haskins' talent. You heard all the things that the Steelers players said about him, even before he died. Just the natural arm talent that he had, the rocket that he had. Ben Roethlisberger said he could throw it through a car wash and the ball wouldn't get wet. He was supposed to be a big part of this team. Again, I think if you polled most Steeler fans, they would have it, assuming we didn't draft a quarterback, they would have it where the QB depth chart would either be Trubisky, Haskins, Rudolph, or Haskins, Trubisky, Rudolph. So Haskins was supposed to be a major part of our plan going forward. Again, if nothing else, if he were to overtake Mason as the backup quarterback, I think that would have made a huge difference in how we felt about our team going forward. Now they almost have no choice but to draft a quarterback. And it's sad. I've been distraught all weekend with this news. You never want to hear about somebody losing their life, man. Like that's never something that's you want to hear about. Obviously, there's a lot of controversy with the way guys like Adam Schefter broke the news, and a guy like Gil, whatever his name is, talked about him. And I do want to say that too, just to take a minute. As a journalist, we do have to be careful about how we talk about these players, man. They're people, right? This is a game. At the end of the day, this is a game. It shouldn't have any real impact on our everyday lives, right? These are people. And full discretion, I used to hate, and I use that term so lightly because I don't hate anybody, because life is too short to be hating on people. But I used to hate on Dwayne Haskins jokingly after the draft, because leading up to the draft, he was promoting, jersey, jersey, jersey. Because remember, he was supposed to be going to the Giants at 6. Once he got passed over by the Giants, then he was playing up the Maryland card because he got drafted by Washington and he lived very close to Washington. He moved there in high school. And so a part of me was like, yo, man, don't pimp out jerseys just because you want a high draft pick. But that's the only thing I hated on him for. And he went to Ohio State. I hate Ohio State. But I still root for this kid. And I root for all these guys. I said, I don't know these people. You know what I mean? Like, I hope all of them have great careers in the league. That's an awesome experience to be able to play a game for a living and make millions of dollars doing it, right? So I wish all these kids nothing but the best. And so it hurts to have to talk about the football part of it, because it feels like we're dismissing the fact that he's gone, right? It's business as usual now. And so I don't want to do that. But the reality is this: the draft is in a couple weeks. And so the Steelers now have a huge decision to make. As much as I've been preaching and begging them not to take a quarterback, I think quarterback has to be the pick now, because you don't know what you have anymore. Before, you had 2 guys that you were hoping were going to be something. Now you have 2 guys. One in Mason Rudolph, you know what you have, and it's not good. Mason Rudolph is nothing more than a backup quarterback in the NFL. He cannot be a starter. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't even call him a high-level backup. Again, I'm just talking about the player. I'm not talking about the person. In Mr. Trubisky, you don't know what you have. You're hoping that you have a guy that's going to redeem his career and play well for you, but you don't know that. So now you almost have to draft a quarterback here. You almost have to, just for competition from a competition standpoint in your QB room. You almost have to, which really sucks because, one, let's talk about the human being first. You lost a young man who wasn't even 25 yet. It was supposed to be 25 in May. So that sucks, bro. Like that team is hurting. And I pray that they get the family, the teammates, all the friends. I hope everybody gets the help they need to go through to deal with that, because this was a tragic thing. Again, this is a young man doing the right thing. He was in Florida to work out with the team, to try to get better, to try to compete for a job with the team. And he lost his life in that process. And that is just a heartbreaking thing to see a young man who was trying to turn his life around and was doing the right things. And life happens. You know what I mean? Like that made me emotional. Just reading all the stories and watching all the videos this weekend of just what a great guy he was. And again, we made people made fun of him because of yeah, he was a kid, bro. I keep telling them these are people. We always act high and mighty. Imagine you in your early 20s giving the world, bro. He was the starting quarterback for the Washington football team. Let's not act like all of us would have been acted better than he did. You know what I mean? And this was a guy that matured and realized, okay, I need to do better. I can be better. I want to be better. He was doing it. He got married. He was doing stuff in the community. He was being a great teammate. He was working hard on his craft to become a better quarterback and a better player and a better human being. And his life was tragically taken. So we want to focus on that, right? But then unfortunately, that's not how the world works. The world doesn't stop for us to grieve. The world keeps turning. And as we get closer to the draft, now the Steelers have no choice but to turn and look at their quarterback situation and say, we need a quarterback. And again, I've lamented I don't want a quarterback. Partly because I truly believed in Dwayne Haskins. Again, he's a former first-round pick. I believed he was going to do the very least of taking over as the backup quarterback, maybe even being our starter. But again, with Mason Rudolph, you know what you have, and the ceiling is not high enough on him. But with Mr. Trubisky, he's still a question mark. So I think you have to take a quarterback. But with that being said, I still don't feel comfortable doing it at 20. I would rather trade back. Because we need other pieces besides quarterback, right? We need more. We need more. And so we're trading down 9 spaces. I think the Kansas City Chiefs, with all this draft capital, would be more than happy to trade down with us. Maybe not this one. Let's do that one. To be fair to them, let's not give away their best picks. A 1 or 2, well, obviously you're trading down, but you're getting a 2 and a 3, which really helps us. That 2 is 2 spots better than our 2. And even though the 3 is not better than our 3, it still gives us two. It still gives us two second round picks and 2 third-round picks to play with, right? Steelers are going to accept the offer. Boom. And I think Tom McShay did a trade similar to this. And so I'm like, yeah, I like it. But I think in his, he had to give up. They gave up both their first round picks. I'm not going to do that to them. I think a 1, 2, and a 3, when you have 2 1s, 2 2s, and 2 3s, I think that's more likely and something they would do more than giving up both their first round picks. Who knows? So I'm gonna take Jameson Williams here. Let me see. The Kobe Dean was for the Patriots. I will do that. Now, fortunately, it doesn't leave much in terms of wide receiver capital. So I'm gonna have him take Jahad Dotson early. Trent McDuffie went here. I'm actually going to have the Cowboys take Zion Johnson. I'm going to have the Bills take Kyer Elam like last time. They had Quay Walker. Green. Let's do that. All right. Now here's a real question. If you're the Packers now, do you reach on another receiver just to say you got two receivers still? Because I think I had them take two receivers. Yeah, I had them taking Jameson and Jahan Dotson. Sky Moore is not that big of a reach. You could take him here at 28, and maybe that's what I do. But you have George Karlaftis here. Knowing the Packers, I think they'll do that. I think they'll do that more than they'll reach for a receiver because they can justify taking another receiver in the second round. So now here we go. I'm going to have them take Malik Willis. Malik Willis is here. But again, this I would be okay with. If you trade down, you take Malik Willis, even though you lost out on who did I originally have him taking Zion, right? Yeah, even though you missed out on a guy like Zion Johnson, it's okay because second round and third round has a lot of interior guys still, so you can still get that guy back, right? So that I would be okay with. If they trade down, not trade up, but if they trade down, get some more picks and especially day 2 picks, and then take Malik Willis with or any quarterback in the first round, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because you're still getting extra picks to still fill those other needs. That's my biggest thing. We have too many needs to take a quarterback that's probably not going to play this year. Malik Willis still probably won't play this year. So it's still technically a wasted pick. You're still basically going into the season banking that Mitch Trubisky is going to be your guy, right? But at least he's a guy that will be on the roster and who knows what can happen. They probably wouldn't even take Malik Willis. They'd probably take more of like a Kenny Pickett or a Desmond Ridder, somebody who could play this year. But I know they love Malik Willis, so I'm just going to stick with Malik Willis. Okay. Okay, that's actually wow. All right, perfect. That worked out. So because I had George Karlaftis going to the Kansas City Chiefs, to the Packers, I'll just keep Lewis Seen here for Kansas City. Tariq Woolen. Boom. And then here, I think I had them taking Malik Willis. I'm going to have them take. I still think this makes sense to take a quarterback at 32. That's just me. You get that 5th-year option. You get a chance to hold them and stuff like that. I really like Kenny Pickett, but I do agree that his upside isn't the greatest. Same with I'm a big fan of both of these two guys. I think they could be really good, but I don't know if they'll be great, and that's the problem, right? Sam Howell, I think, is a guy in a dome with the arm strength that he has and everything like that. He could be something special. Matt Corral, same thing. I just like Sam Howell a little bit better. That's just me personally. So I'm gonna have them take Sam Howell here. So here it is. We had some trade downs, right? We had some trades. Seattle moving up. Maybe in that set, maybe next time if we have a similar situation, maybe I will have the Jets move down at 10. And I had the Steelers. I had to have the Steelers move down. I'm sorry. I cannot. Even with everything that happened over the weekend, I just cannot justify getting a quarterback that is not going to help us this year. I went on a whole rant about that on the last one, so go watch the last one because I break it down even more. But long story short, I think the Steelers, because of their schedule, could be a sneaky good team this year if Mitch Trubisky works out, right? And because of that, you need to make this team as good as possible this year. Because again, if you make the playoffs and if you and like I said, long story short, because of our schedule, we might mess around and have a top seed. Maybe not the top seed, but a top seed, just because we have more winnable games than other teams in the AFC this year. So because of that, if you're a top seed, if you have home field advantage for most of the playoffs, if you just get in the tournament, right, because it's one and done, that might be the difference between losing in the playoffs in the first round the way we have been, or making a far playoff run. And I think that's huge, man. I really do. So the only way I can justify this is moving down in order to get more draft compensation, because again, you need to make this year's team the best it could possibly be, because this year's team definitely has a chance to be a dark horse team in the AFC. Y'all could call me biased if you want to. I broke it down last time. I'll break it down again when I do my Steelers mock. But yeah, they could rack up some wins this year, and you need to make sure you're as good as possible. So I appreciate you guys. You can find me at Never for Bretman. That's NEVA_4 BRETT_ME on Twitter and Instagram. We are at _dope blog on Instagram, the dope blog, all one word, on Twitter. We're at the dope.blog as our website. And since you're watching this on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. We love you guys, and join us next time as we continue to discuss other people's excellence. Love you guys. Peace.